All right, tree diagrams. This one here, there's a hack. Read this question here. Look at it. I think it's easy enough to fill out the tree. You'll figure out, remember one thing. Sorry. 3, 2, 1, go. This question should be 100% marks right. Watch. The first thing you got to remember when you're doing these kind of things is you read the question and it says, okay, the probability that it snows on a certain day is 0.2. Well, then don't forget that the opposite of 0.2 has to be 0.8. Because probability scales go from 0 to 1. And as soon as you understand that, the sooner you're winning. 0 to 1. That's what it goes up to. And it snows one day, it's going to be 0.2. If it snows, it's a yes. And if it doesn't, it's going to be, because it has to add up to 1, it's going to be 0.8. That's if it doesn't snow. Does that make sense? And that's what goes into here. 0.8. If I could write that properly, 0.8. That's what goes into there. That's how you fill out your little tree diagram. 0.8. You must realize it goes between 0 and 1. And if you get that, you winning. You winning. That's it. That's the critical thing. We'll fill it out from here. If it snows on that day, the probability that it snows the following day is 0.7. So we'll just put 0.7 here. That's fine. And then what goes in here then? That it doesn't snow? Because 0.7 to 1, 0.7 up to 1 is just 0.3. Yeah. And 0.3 and 0.7 give me 1. That is how you fill it out. All right. So if you want to, and then to get to this part here, this is the harder part then. You got to multiply. Now, do I have my calculator with me? I do. You have to multiply to get to that part there. So if you're doing this in your calculator, you're going to say to yourself, right, you're going to say that 0.2 multiplied by 0.7, and that gives me a probability that it will snow at all on both days of 0.14. That's kind of like there's a 14% chance that it'll snow for 2 consecutive days. Underneath, you'll get it from here. So all you got to do is 0.2 what is it? It is 0.2 multiplied by 0.3. So it snows the first day. It snows on the first day. Snows on the first day, but then it doesn't snow. So you multiply 0.2 by 0.3, and that gives us 0.06. 0.06. And you can continue filling on. Maybe we will. Again, do the same thing down here. It snows 0.1. So what's down here? It has to add up to a whole 1, 0.9, because 9 plus 1 is 10. So you want to get to 1. Because look, just to show you, 0.1 and 0.9, that gives me 1. One whole thing. That's it. All right. And the last part is you're going to multiply it out. So 0.8 by 0.1. 0.8 by 0.1 gives me 0.08. 0.08. You're just filling it out, and you can do the last one here just to finish it out. 0.08 multiplied by 0.8 by 0.9. That gives me 0.72. Now, by the way, what does that mean? Because if you need to understand this in exam as well, guys, right? Look, you need to understand this. What are these likelihoods? That's a 14% chance that it snows on 2 consecutive days. It's a 6% chance that it snows the first day and doesn't snow the second day. It's an 8% chance. Is that correct? 0.8. Is that correct? I think it is. Yeah, that is. There's an 8% chance it doesn't snow on the first day and snows on the second day. And the biggest chance of all is there's a 72% chance it doesn't snow. And that's how you understand this. Does that make sense? That's critical you understand that, because that's going to come up in the exam. So what's the probability that it snows at least one day? There's a little hack for this as well. I want you to write this down in your copy if you're following along with me. When it says at least, okay, you should think, when it says at least, if you see that word written, you should think in your head, 1 minus the probability of not. I say probability of not. I'll explain in a second. Probability of not. So 1 minus, so what's the probability it's going to snow at least one day? Well, then you go 1 minus the probability it does not snow at all. That's how I think about it. Probably of no snow. And I'm recording this in January. We just had some snow as well in Ireland, and a rarity. So what's the probability of no snow here? You have no snow here. Look, no snow and no snow here. It's a 72% chance. So what is probably it snows at least one day? 1 minus 0.72, no snow. And that gives us 0.28. There's a 28% chance it snows at least one day. I hope that makes sense. That's a great question. Explains everything probability. If you understand that, you are flying.